I am about. Hello, hello, hello. You alright, love? You alright, cock? Always crack me up. How they say cock as a term of endearment in England. I thought I'd read a couple of scary stories. Two are true, and one I don't know if it's true. It kind of sounds true, but I did try to look it up and see, but I didn't really find anything that indicated it was true, so I feel like it's just a story, but it really sounds true, like it could be true, kinda creepy. Um, none of them actually take place on Halloween, but you wanna hear a scary story I am about? Will you listen? Unless you're busy doing something else. I don't wanna bore anybody. I just didn't wanna I didn't wanna do any commentary tonight because yeah, right. I didn't wanna do any commentary because, believe it or not, I was in a live stream and actually getting along with people that well, a person, I should say. Well, people, I guess, maybe, that normally, you know, we don't get along. And, I noticed sometimes, like, on Elliot's live stream, she'll just leave it going if, like, I always kinda feel like, "Oh, you let these people in and blah, 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 blah," right? Sometimes, though, if you're in a position where it opens up a dialogue, it can kind of open up a dialogue that, usually you don't get the opportunity for. I know, I know, I know, I know. But sometimes, like for all of us, stress is not good. And I don't know. It's always worth a chance. All I am saying is give peace a chance. Doesn't mean that you gotta be, besties with people or trust them, but it's good when, you can get people to stop. It doesn't mean, like you're taught. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Ganjan. Well, right. All I am saying is give peace a chance. Hi, Robbie. So I thought I would just, tell like some scary stories for, um, you know, just for just for the hell of it, the neutral part of it. Uh, you know, and it's Halloween around that time, and two are true, two sound true. But I did, like I was telling I about, actually, like, try to fact check. He can be. I think we all go about things a different way, you know what I mean? But I actually never thought I'd see the day where I'm, like, in a chat with, Swiss. Oh, thank you, Alba. And be like, we're not, like I said, I don't want anybody with their whole, oh, no, they're besties kind of stuff, because that's not what it is. It's just, I think people really are getting a bit of, oh, that's great. That's awesome. But doesn't it fly by? Doesn't it fly by so much? Like, no, I'm about, me too, Abby. I was like, this is different, you know? But when you can find like a common ground, like movies and stuff, then it's easier to agree on things that are not drama and insulting towards your friends and stuff like that, when they're like a topic like movies or TV shows or actors or music. They're such a neutral topic that, you know, it's it becomes that a lot of people do have things in common. You're not mad, I'm saying I've had my issues with Gearhead as well. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'd much rather be able to, I don't know. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, 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 no. I'm not teasing. Let's hear the serious story. Okay. So two of them are about long haul truckers, and then two are about actual murderers. Those two are true. The long haul trucker one, I feel like it sounds true. Uh, it sounds true, but well, yeah, by Shrek, right? That's my Halloween costume. But that's the thing I'm about. We gotta hope that they will be the same as I'm miserable. We gotta, hope that they'll not be allowed to be, made to feel a certain kind of way. So let's just hope that. That's all. All we can do is hope for the best. So, okay. So this story is called Dead Man's Curve, which it really isn't about a dead man's curve. So, but whatever. Okay, I'm about okay. Let's let's all buckle up in our big truck. It sounds true, but I really did try to uh, fact check it, but it really does sound true. So I don't know if anybody else wants to try to fact check it. You know, maybe you can because it. To me, it sounds true. Ah, yeah, they are. They are. But this is not. This is not where the serial killer is. Yeah, gather on. This one is not where the serial killer is the truck driver. They are the victims. And it does sound true. I'll tell you what, I've seen videos where, you know what, I should have like even read the one before this because I've seen videos lately where people will go exploring caves and they end up being like this underground, like a huge garage with high ceilings filled with cars and trucks and stuff, which is so weird because seriously, if you look it up, like serious, there is places where, you know, there's a bunch of cars there and stuff. Okay, okay. Kill, 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 chop, chop, kill, 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 chop, chop, chop. No, no, no. I like eager. I like eager. I like that. Okay. The first victim disappeared on a rainy night, Tuesday, in October 1998. Robert Malone. I've changed the name because I have to change it a bit. A 38-year-old trucker from Bakersfield, California. He was making his regular route from Los Angeles to Salt Lake City when he pulled into the Cactus Creek rest area along Highway 91 in Utah. His truck with the custom chrome details was captured on the rest area's security camera at 11:37 p.m. By morning, no, 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 don't worry about it, miserable moments, he's just busting you. By morning, the truck remained in the same spot. The driver's door was slightly ajar, the engine was cold, and Robert Malone was nowhere to be found. Inside the cab, investigators found Malone's logbook. His entries were meticulous. His overnight bag was still packed, and a half-finished cup of coffee. His wallet lay open on the passenger seat, with $174 in cash untouched. Yeah, the truckers are the victims, which I thought was pretty different. Not cool, but different, because normally it is the truckers that are the murderers. There was no signs of a struggle, no blood, no evidence of foul play. It was as if Malone had simply stepped out of his truck and then vanished into thin air. What made the disappearance particularly baffling was Malone's reputation for reliability. In 15 years of long-haul trucking, he had never missed a delivery deadline. His dispatcher described him as clockwork reliable, and that he always called if he was running even 10 minutes behind schedule. That night, Malone's scheduled check-in call never came. The local sheriff's department conducted an extensive search of the area. They brought in dogs and volunteers to search the rocky landscape surrounding the rest area. Nothing was found. Not a footprint, not a scrap of clothing, not a single clue to Malone's whereabouts. The case may have remained an isolated mystery, if not for what happened 6 weeks later. On December 9th, 1998, Penny Wilcox, one of the few female long-haul drivers, pulled into the same Cactus Creek rest area around midnight. Like Malone, the 42-year-old Wilcox was an experienced driver, and she had a perfect safety record. Unlike Malone, Wilcox was known to be very cautious. Her friends described her as hypervigilant about her personal safety on the roads. Wilcox had developed a habit of calling her sister when stopping for the night. She would describe her exact location and state when she planned to depart in the morning. That night, she called her sister at 12:08 a.m., telling her she would grab a quick 4 hours of sleep before continuing at dawn. She mentioned noticing only one other vehicle in the rest area, a dark-colored sedan parked at the far end of the lot. The interior light was on. By 6:30 a.m., when Wilcox hadn't called to check in as promised, her sister contacted the trucking company. The trucking company in turn notified the Utah Highway Patrol. A trooper arrived at the Cactus Creek rest stop by 7:15 a.m. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ganja. Like Malone's truck before it, Wilcox's blue Peterbilt was exactly where she had parked it. Her logbook showed a final entry at 12:15 a.m. Her purse was in the locked compartment where she always kept it. The bunk showed signs that someone had lain on it, but the blankets weren't disturbed enough to suggest that she had actually slept there. The most disturbing detail came from the rest area's security footage. At 2:17 a.m., the camera captured a figure approaching her truck. The grainy black and white video showed what appeared to be a man of average height wearing dark clothing and some kind of a cap or a hat. Oh, fuck. I lost my place. I sound like, hold on, you guys. Stop it, Tucker. Why is Tucker always bothering me? Oh my god, I can't believe I just lost my fucking place. All right, break time. Break time. Stop it, buddy. Tucker is always bothering me. Okay, here we go. Actually, where am I? Dang it. Oh, okay, here we go. The man, the man, the man coming. Okay. At 2:17 a.m., the camera captured a figure approaching her truck. The grainy black and white video showed what appeared to be a man of average height, wearing dark clothing and some kind of hat. He walked with purpose directly to her truck. And he knocked on the driver's side door. After a moment, the door opened, which is so weird, right? If she was like really cautious about her safety, you know? There was a brief conversation. Then she climbed down from the cab and walked off the camera with the unidentified visitor. Neither returned within the 3-hour recording window. The dark sedan that Wilcox had mentioned to her sister was gone by morning, with no record of its license plate or make and model beyond her vague description. Two experienced truckers had vanished from the same remote rest area within weeks of each other. That triggered a multi-agency investigation. The FBI joined local law enforcement in what was now being treated as a potential serial abduction case. Warnings went out. For months, drivers avoided Cactus Creek, many refusing to stop anywhere along that 16-mile stretch of Highway 91. Speed and weed. The case took an unexpected hold up turn in March 1999 when a Nevada Department of Transportation road crew clearing debris after a flash flood about 30 miles southwest of Cactus Creek discovered a weathered leather wallet wedged between rocks in a dry wash. Okay, now this doesn't make sense because they said that his wallet was open on the seat, didn't it? It had $174 in it. How could they have discovered his wallet? So I think that somebody wrote this story and fucked up. It was Malone's inside was Malone's driver's license. That don't make sense. The discovery prompted a renewed search of the area. and they found more evidence. A woman's work boot matching the type that Penny Wilcox was known to wear, and most chillingly, a small notebook with a list of truck drivers' names. I know, right? I always wanted to be one of those people who works for the movies and, like, has to make sure continuity is, like, "Oh, it's continuity." I really did, because like, a lot of movies will really screw up with their continuity. Oh my god, this cat, stop. Stop. This cat, every time I'm live, it's like, "You think you're gonna go live? Oh, hell to the no." Now she's made me lose my spot. Tucker. Mm. Anybody want to adopt a black cat for Halloween? The notebook included the list of truck driver names, including both Malone and Wilcox. 3 other names on the list had been crossed out. I am single. One is the loneliest number that you ever see. 2 could be as bad as 1, but the loneliest number is the number 1. Tucker, I swear to God, I'm never gonna stop singing if you don't stop. What are you doing? Why are you clutching this area where I'm trying to push you off from? Cats like clutching, like, "You're never getting rid of me." Jeez, oh, Pete's, man. I don't even know what I'm fucking looking at anymore. This cat screwed me up. 3 other names were crossed out, everybody. He's ruining my story. Investigators scrambled to identify and locate these individuals. The first 2 names, Jason Hayes and Jesus Sanchez, were quickly connected to missing persons reports from 1997. You didn't chase Miserable N away, did you? Miserable N. You didn't make her miserable, did you? Both truckers who had disappeared while traveling through the Southwest. Their cases hadn't been leaked previously because they vanished from different locations. Hayes vanished from a truck stop in Arizona, and Dirty Sanchez. Kidding. Ah, the fuck, Tucker, stop. She's so peace. Just let me tell a story. Oh my god. You are the worst witch cat I've ever seen. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Dirty Sanchez disappeared from a rest area in, you guessed it, New Mexico. The third crossed out name belonged to Frank Weber, a 52-year-old driver who wasn't in any missing persons database. When they contacted Weber's trucking company, they revealed something unnerving. He wasn't missing at all. He was very much alive, having narrowly escaped what he described as an attempted abduction at the Cactus Creek rest area in July 1997. Weber hadn't reported the incident to police, believing he would sound paranoid. According to his statement, he had been approached in the middle of the night by a man claiming to be stranded. Something about the man's demeanor demeanor had made him uneasy, and he had refused to open his door. The stranger had become increasingly agitated, eventually threatening to add him to the collection before disappearing. When another truck pulled into the rest area. Yeah, right? I think a lot of people pull that though, right? Weber's description of the man matched the figure seen in the security footage with Penny Wilcox, average height, wearing dark clothing, and a hat. He added one crucial detail to the grainy video hadn't revealed. The man had spoken with what Weber described as an educated accent, using surprisingly formal language. The investigation intensified, with law enforcement setting up undercover operations at Cactus Creek and other isolated. Hi, Kimbers. Okay. Hopefully, I'll put you to sleep by boredom. They set up undercover operations at Cactus Creek and other isolated rest areas along Highway 91. For months, nothing happened. It was as if the predator had sensed the trap. Then came the most disturbing development yet. In January 2000, a recreational hiker exploring an abandoned mine shaft in the mountains about 15 miles from Cactus Creek made a grisly discovery: human remains. Hi, Tish TV. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Gravy. Mm. Gravy. Me want gravy. Gravy monster. Gravy on french fries is good too, like poutine. Mm. Okay, so they set up a sting operation, okay? For me, they'd be fun out bowls of gravy, and they were like, "Here she comes. Here she comes." Look at her. Look at her. Eating it like a cat drinking milk out of a bowl. All of a sudden, a big old spotlight comes on. I look up with gravy dripping from my chin. Hurry back into the bushes. It's the ever elusive gravy monster. I do like my food. I think even a corn dog would look good. I mean, not look good. I mean, I look good. I like to dress up hot dogs, but I'm just saying, if you had a corn dog and a bowl of gravy, and then a bowl of melted cheese on one side and a bowl of gravy on the other, and you could dip from the cheese, yum yum, take a bite, and then dip in the gravy, and yum yum, take a bite, and then dip it in the cheese, yum yum, take a bite. Mmm, double dipping good. Anyway, let's get on this because we'll never get through these stories. Here we go. Okay, he spoke with a formal language. He was very smart. Mustard. Oh, here we go. Nothing happened since the trap. And then in January 2000, a hiker 15 miles from Cactus Creek made oh, you're sick. Ugh. Ugh, don't even get me started with that. Fucking don't make me. Oh god. I dry heave like the little girl in the Nutella. No offense, I'm about. Kid- Let's get on with this story, all right? Human remains. Forensic analysis would eventually confirm that they belonged to Robert Malone. The condition of the remains told a horrifying story. Malone had not died quickly. Evidence suggested he had been kept alive for weeks after his abduction, subjected to what the medical examiner termed systematic trauma. Like my live streams. Kidding. The cause of death was ultimately starvation. As investigators expanded their search to nearby abandoned mines, of which there were dozens in the area. I used to watch a channel that was the guy had bought like an old mining town, and he would search the mine shafts for old Levi's. Like they were really like treasures. You could get a lot of. Yes, she does know how to cook. Tortures me with pictures. Yeah, he would. He would search for old Levi's in the abandoned mines because I guess they like really brought a pretty penny. So not pretty penny, but whatever. I don't know how pretty Lincoln is, but you know what I mean. Oh, you have that guy? He gave up all of the he was like an accountant or something like that, and he gave it all up and bought that. You're welcome, team. Gave it up and bought that town that was like, stop it, Tucker. Oh my god, Tucker. Tucker, the door's locked, you little fucker. You can't open it. Tucker, don't make me throw an M&M at you. I'm gonna. I'm gonna throw an M&M at you. It's small. Now you think it's a treat for you, don't you? Oh, no treat for you. No treat for you is M&M. Treat for me. Oh my god, he's ruining my story. Now they both are. Oh my god. What is going on? I know I'm not supposed to give my dog an M&M because chocolate's bad for them, but here you go. There's one. He just licks it, flicks it at me. You flick that at me again, I swear to God, there's gonna be a problem, buddy. I know, right? Robbie's there with her mouth open. That's right, Robbie. Catch it! Catch it! I'll eat one for you, Robbie. Like, oh, Tucker's like, I ain't not eat no M&M. I'll eat one for you too, Tucker. Yum, 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 yum. You know Tucker's gonna come over here and fucking kick my ass in about 2 seconds. Sorry. Now my dog's all like, I like M&M now. Best give me some M&M. Give me shit. Here we go. Let's get back on this, shall we? Everybody, do we know where we left off? I know, right? Me want cookie. C is for cookie. Is good enough for me. Okay, start it again, buddy. All right. Oh my God, here we go. We've got remains. We've got remains. They were tortured. They eventually starved. They had no M&Ms. They expanded their search. Oh, that's so awesome. University of British Columbia, is that what that is? BC? You know, Bigfoot's there. Bigfoot. We're all gonna be talking in that fucking language now. Teach me all like, you go school now. You go bed now. Me want chocolate. And I'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with mom? Like, she's turned into this person that's always demanding chocolate and food and ordering us around in his weird voice. Anyway, let's get back to this. They're searching empty mine shafts. There were dozens in the area, many dating back to the 1800s. In these mine shafts, they discovered a series of crude cells fashioned from mining chambers. One contained personal items belonging to Penny Wilcox. Another held a trucker's cap identified as belonging to Dirty Sanchez. I've changed the name to protect the innocent. Maybe because you can't spell recently? No, sir, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I have I'm kidding. I kid. Yeah, the dirty Sanchez, the trucker. I don't even know what a dirty Sanchez is. I've changed the name. To protect the innocent. Um, like, in the deepest chamber, they found something that chilled even the most seasoned investigator. I'm sorry. A makeshift trophy room containing logbooks, keys, and personal effects from all four victims. The walls were covered with photos of the surveillance style. Yeah, justice for dirty. I. I want justice for Dirty Sanchez. I. Sorry. Stop, you guys. We're trying to be scary here. Everything can't be fun and games. Murder isn't funny. Just kidding. It's a skull with a fucking poncho on it, and, a sombrero and one of those mustaches. You like the Spanish fly? He has Spanish flies around him. Sorry. Sorry. Oh my god. Here you go. El Justico. Man, this is not scary at all, is it? Thank God we aren't the fucking CSI group going there. We'd all be fired. Oh my god. They're the worst CSI group I've ever seen. Tisha's over there moving the jaw of the skull. I am Dirty Sanchez. I want justice. Justice for my Sanchez. Justice for Dirty Sanchez. Oh my god. Yeah. Everyone is el suspecto. Yo, SG, you sit your ass down. I, I can't even speak Spanish. Right? Fucking killer just turns around and is like, I ain't even bothering with these fucking people. Who knows what they'll do to me? We're all laughing at the killer. Look at your hat. What are you gonna do with that fucking knife? And then one of us goes, your shoes untied. And then when he looks down, we kick him in the face and we all run away. That's how we handle it. That's how we handle it down here at Cactus Creek. Cactus Creek ain't for the meek. It's justice we do seek. Dirty Sanchez, Dirty Sanchez. This is the worst scary story ever. Holy crap. Yeah. Let's get back to the horrifying stuff. Oh my god. El Cantos. Yes, we're taking a break from that. Okay. Anyway. Oh yes, they found pictures, you guys, like surveillance pictures. We do it so you don't have to. Like scrubbing bubbles. Remember the commercial? We work hard so you don't have to. My story's ruined. I'm just kidding. It's actually turned out better than I thought. Okay, here we go. Surveillance photos showing truckers at various rest stops, many unidentified, Some photos showed the victims before their abductions, suggesting that they had been, excuse me, stalked for some time. Most disturbing was a detailed journal describing the abductions and subsequent captivity in clinical, almost academic language. Ah, you're very welcome. We don't mind. I remember Bobby Ramos when she said, she goes, I find myself around the house always saying, cunty, cunty, cunty. Trying to explain it to her family where she got it from. Oh, God. Uno momento. We're going to take a, let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to see what we can eat. Let's find a treat. Mm, 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 mm. Really, Tish? Seriously? See? I do give back to the community. Suppose it's better than STDs, right? At least I'm not giving that. I'm not saying anybody is. Nobody take that offensively. You've got one. I mean, keep to yourself. That's something you can be selfish with. Fuck you, cunt. Oh my god, that is so fucking funny. You fucking cunt. Gun. They must be like, what? God. These people had been stalked. This is serious business here. Dirty Sanchez was being stalked before his torture. The writer, presumably the perpetrator, referred to the victims not by name, but by number, detailing their responses to isolation and their threshold for torture as if conducting experiments. Despite the wealth of evidence, the identity of the perpetrator remained elusive. The journal contained no personal details. The photos included none of the photographer, and forensic evidence was degraded by time and the harsh environment. The Highway 91 investigation stalled again for nearly 2 years until a routine traffic stop in Cedar City, Utah, led to the arrest of Edward Crane, a 45-year-old former psychology professor. In his vehicle, they found multiple fake IDs, a police scanner, and detailed maps marking remote rest areas across the Southwest. A search, I don't know if anybody here lives in the Southwest, but if you do, you might want to avoid Cactus Creek. Did Ganjan say he lives in British Columbia? I mean, isn't that like around near the Highway of Tears there, where all those murders go on? You should stay away from there, Ganjan. It's not safe, so I hear. Yeah, detail maps marking remote rest areas across the Southwest. A search of Crane's modest home revealed the smoking gun, a hidden room containing photographs matching those found in the mine shaft, a collection of items taken from victims not yet connected to the case. What the I forgot what I said. Did I say I was coming to visit you? That could be really scary. I don't know. Remote rest areas? Oh, the Highway of Tears. Oh, I know. I started to do videos on it and I got distracted. Hard to believe, I know, that I would ever be distracted. Who would have thunk it? I know, isn't Ganjan here? Can't he tell us about the Highway of Tears? Ganjan? Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. Okay. There was journals. There was journals continuing the clinical observations found in the mine. When confronted with the evidence, Crane showed neither remorse nor concern. You know that guy, what was his name? Bob Crane from Hogan's Heroes? He was murdered, you know. Guys know that? 'Cause he was a sex freak. True story. Sex freaks! Yeah, because they had, like, they found all these dirty videos in his house. I don't think they did. I kinda always thought it was, like, some guy, some partner, not like partner, you know what I'm saying, but a friend of his. Oh, that's nice of him. I just got an image in my mind of I'm about encouraging me to do nasty stuff. Yeah, we suck it. Sorry. I'm disgusting. I'm disgusting. I have issues. People in my stories are named Dirty Sanchez. Maybe I am deviant. Maybe I need help. I'll get it later. I'll get it later. We should all go together and maybe get a discount, group rate. Look at it. We made Robbie leave. Did we make Robbie leave? Did we make the normal people leave? I think I am about chased out miserable N, which I told a train story. I told a story about trains. I told a story about a train. Oh, when they were going by so fast, they couldn't tell what you were doing, but in your mind, you were imagining that they could, and that made it even better. Yeah, that one. And they're going by going, "Did we see that? Did we just see that?" And she's just all like, "Oh, yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, you did." That one? She's just like, "You ever seen somebody put their leg like this?" I I know I'm sick. I have issues. Let's not tell anybody because they'll all be like, "See, we knew it." Finally, she admits it. Admitting it is the first step, you know. They're all like, "Was that Teach?" Everybody going by on the train. There she goes again, wearing her fluorescent orange. Trying to hide in the dark. She got her big old go-go boots on. Look at her. Train all of a sudden comes to a stop. You're too close to the fucking station. You ever seen that? Weekend at Bernie's Part 2? And, yeah. A Weekend at Bernie's Part 2, and they're, like, running for the boat, you know, the whatever they call it. You know, that's the ferry or something, and they think that it's leaving, and so they run, and they jump over the edge of it, but it was really just pulling in. And everybody's looking at them while they're, "Yeah, we made it. We made it," but it was just pulling in. I'd forgotten all about that movie. Oh my god, we're never getting through this story. Just never. I'm never gonna find out what happened to Dirty Sanchez. Poor guy. So, they found photographs and detailed observations about the torture they went through. The guy, he showed neither remorse nor concern. They were perfect subjects, he reportedly told investigators. They were isolated, self sufficient, accustomed to discomfort. I wanted to see how long they would maintain hope in a hopeless situation. Crane had lost his university position in 1996 following complaints of his ethically questionable research proposals involving isolation and human psychological breaking points. After his academic career collapsed, he had apparently decided to conduct his research outside institutional constraints. His method was simple but effective. He targeted truckers at isolated rest stops, approaching them with various stories: a broken down vehicle, an urgent medical situation, or sometimes posing as a fellow trucker. Once he gained their trunk, Once he gained their trust and physical proximity, he would use a concealed stun gun to incapacitate them before transporting them to his network of makeshift cells in abandoned mines. In April 2002, Edward Crane was convicted. Now, see, I don't know. Like, I wonder if there really was a trucker killer named Edward Crane. I know I said I fact checked it, but maybe not enough. Um, he was convicted of 4 counts of kidnapping and murder, receiving multiple life sentences without the possibility of parole. Authorities believe the 4 confirmed victims may represent only a fraction of his actual crimes, as many long haul truckers who disappear are not immediately reported missing due to the independent nature of their work. Today, a small memorial stands at Cactus Creek Rest Area, dedicated to Malone, Wilcox, Hayes, and Dirty Sanchez, and others who vanished along the highway. The case has led to increased security measures at remote rest areas throughout the western United States. What about the rest of the United States? Including better light. I guess we all just have to have some killer, trucker, murderer around here to get some better lights at our rest areas. Oh, thanks. Thanks for looking out. Camera systems and panic buttons for truckers who still travel Highway 91 through the stark beauty of southern Utah. The memorial serves as a grim reminder of the vulnerability that comes with their profession. Many still refuse to stop at Cactus Creek after dark, referring to it simply as Dead Man's Curve. The nickname that has nothing to do with the road itself and everything to do with the predator who once hunted there. Yeah, I'm sure. For a lot of them, there's. Okay. So, you guys want to hear another story? This one's true. This one is true. Elliot was talking about this person in her live stream tonight, and it's the person who Silence of the Lambs was based on, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ed Gein. You guys remember him? Well, we were all too young, thankfully, to know him personally. Thank God. Thank God. I bet a couple of them do now, probably, you know? Ed Gein was born August 27th, 1906, in La Crosse County, Wisconsin, to Augusta Wilhelmina Gein and George Gein. He was the youngest of two, being born after his brother, Henry George Gein. Hi, Don John. It was far from an ideal, loving family environment in the Gein household. His father was an alcoholic who his mother hated. Great. What are you doing, buddy? Why? Can't you go to bed like Tucker is? Tucker's being good. Now you've made me say his name. Uh, and decided to vent her frustrations by being verbally abusive to both her sons, Ed in particular, which is so weird because he was so like attached to. I kind of think that Psycho was maybe a little bit based on Ed Gein too, because all right, you guys are gonna have to wait for a minute because hey, what are you doing over there? Hold on a minute, we're gonna take a break, bathroom break. Oh my god. All right, what you guys think about this? Beat your head against the floor for what? No, sir. Really? I'm gonna do that to Roscoe. See if it works. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, my I, you know, I feel like my mom was too a bit, but seriously, Kimbers, are you kidding? I know we both laugh. Aren't we horrible? There is no book for parenting. You're right, Tish. Absolutely right. Oh, is your mom still around? Still around? I'm about. My mother lived through World War II in England, and the bombing and stuff, and I feel like that was probably. Oh, really? Your dad was? Um, she had gone through World War II, and I feel like that probably was like PTSD. You know. But she had good imagine. There was good. I think like in life, there's always something like if we try to find something good. I mean, I don't know. So there's some people's stories who are so horrific. I think to myself, there are times when I'm like, oh, I wish I'd had a dad that was around, but I wouldn't want the dad that I had around. I don't think he seemed like a good guy, But when I look, for a while there, I thought my mom was real bad, but now I don't think so as much. It's more as I hear stories about people. But sometimes when we have bad parents, it teaches us to be better parents, you know? But at least we weren't skinning people like Ed Gein. I feel like if somebody's doing that, I don't think that a lot of times they like to blame the mother. I do see that though. Always blaming the mother. I feel like somebody though doing that is born that way. I don't think people turn that way. I think they're born that way. You know? Thanks for coming, Dad. You're horrible. Yeah, I remember I used to drive by like when I was a kid, I'd drive by houses that like in the winter time around Christmas, they looked so warm and cozy in there. And then as I got older and learned about domestic violence and stuff, I thought to myself, somewhere in that, or, other worse things that could go on in households, I thought to myself, as warm and cozy as it looks through that window, we never know what's really going on behind closed doors. Everybody's got something. Yeah. So, but we're lucky we're not Ed Gein. So she decided to take her frustrations out on them. They lived on a 155-acre farm in Plainfield, Wisconsin, that was seemingly cut off to the outside world. See, that could drive anyone crazy, like in the 1900s, you know what I mean? 19 fucking 12, and you're stuck out there together, you know? Oh, my friend used to always say, the more friends you have, the more problems you have. I got into this thing called speed. You're funny. We lost Robbie. Where's Nobie at? Usually she's awake too. So here we go. Augusta took advantage of the farm's isolation. Who's Augusta? Is it the father? Oh yeah, that's the. Wait a minute. No, that's the mother. That's the mother. Uh, took advantage of the farm's isolation by turning away outsiders that could negatively influence her sons. Oh, gee. I don't know if I believe in Bigfoot. Sometimes, but then sometimes I don't. I find that drugs don't talk to me. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hi, pothead Willie. I'm sorry, I'm eating pizza. I don't mean to chew. It was the only way I could get Moscow to come back in if I got a piece of pizza for myself and lied to him and told him it was for him. Okay, let's get on with the story. I feel like Ed Gein's mother maybe shouldn't have turned away outsiders. um, Maybe she wouldn't have ended up. I don't know how more negatively influenced could her sons possibly be. You know, I mean, well, maybe not the other one. Maybe the other one was normal. I mean, that just goes to show that it has to be something that's in their chemical brain, because if the other son didn't turn out to be a killer, then why would he, you know? Ed spent most of his time doing chores on the farm and only left to attend school. 155 acres is so big, isn't it? How many miles is that? Yeah, right? That's huge. 4 people doing work on that farm? Crazy. To make matters worse, his mother was set to punish Ed if he attempted to make friends with anyone outside his immediate family. This, combined with the unfortunate living environment and his religious zealot mother. See how they do that? They make the religious zealous mother worse than the abusive alcoholic father. Ain't that some shit? And I'm not saying either one are great, but that's huge. Thanks. They all say that. Oh my god. This, combined with the unfortunate Living in right, okay. Led the boy to developing strange behavior with little to no proper social skills. Gein's father passed away April 1st, 1940, from heart failure following years of alcohol abuse. At least he was only abusing alcohol. He is nasty ass, isn't he? So, May 18th, 1944, his brother Henry died in mysterious circumstances following a fire that got out of control on the farm. Others say, what's big? I don't know, right? Although Gein reported his brother missing to the police. See, so it had to be something inside that guy. You know, like, it's not like it was the circumstances that made him like that. Like they're trying to blame the mother for why Ed Gein was like he was. Because if the brother fell victim to him, how do they not even know that the father didn't, you know? I'm inclined to believe that sometimes they don't even do autopsies on people. I wonder if people have to pay for an autopsy to be done. Unless the cops really want to, like, get on somebody's case if somebody dies. Like if they've got like an insurance, um, insurance policy and they're like, no, you don't get it. You don't get that insurance money. God forbid you have an insurance policy. Fucking crazy fuckers. That's some good pizza. Domino's has $9.99 pizza. Yeah, it's in them. That's what I think too. So he had reported his brother missing to the police. He was able to lead them directly to the burned body when they arrived. That's fucking weird. At what point did he report him missing? It's fucking weird. Despite bruising being found on the victim's head, police dismissed any possibility of foul play, and the county coroner officially listed asphyxiation as Henry's cause of death. See, so fucked up. They could have fucking, if they didn't not be so slack ass, like in so many times, it's like almost like they don't want to do their job. You know? They could have saved so many people because even though they really don't, it's just so weird with this guy. We'll get there. Ed and his mother now lived on the farm alone. Unfortunately, she suffered a stroke shortly after Henry's death, which left her near enough paralyzed. Oof. Then he became her full-time caretaker and devoted himself to looking after her. Oh, I bet she must have been so happy when she died. December 29th, 1945, Augusta Gein died at the age of 67, leaving Ed devastated. He said he had lost his only friend and one true love. Yeah, at the mercy of him, right? His one true love. Oof. Oh, I just can't even imagine that poor woman. And he was absolutely alone in the world. In subsequent years, Gein cordoned off areas of the house that his mother had used most frequently and he preserved them as something of a shrine. So I do think maybe Psycho was kind of based on him, just, loosely based on him. It's just a sandwich, Mother. Norman! Norman! What are you doing with that woman? Subsequent. 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 He subbed a cunt, that's for sure. When you hear about the body parts that, yeah, right, Don John? Exactly. Following the death of his mother, Gein inherited the family farm. Who else is gonna? He received a farm subsidy from the federal government in 1951, as well as earning extra money from odd jobs and handyman work around the town. I wonder if they ever, like, dug there and found any bodies there. I mean, 155 acres, that's pretty big. I wonder who got it after he went, like, hmm. One of these jobs would have most likely introduced him to hardware store owner Bernice Worden, who Gein would later murder. On November 16th, 1957, Plainfield hardware store owner Bernice Worden disappeared. Her son and deputy sheriff, ain't that some shit? He was ballsy enough to kill the deputy sheriff's mother. Jesus. This fucking guy, huh? Came into the store later that day to find the cash register open and blood on the floor. Frank later told investigators that Gein was there the night before his mother's disappearance. Further investigation revealed a sales slip for a gallon of antifreeze to Gein himself. Gein was arrested. Gein or Gein, whatever you call him. Gein. I'm going to call him Gein. Was arrested later that evening at Westfield grocery store. Washara County Sheriff's Department was then sent to search the farm as well as the surrounding area. A deputy made the unfortunate discovery of Bernice Worden's body. That's kind of weird. So, did the guy leave her at the store the night before? Leave him at the store with his mother the night before? And had she been, but she couldn't have been because she opened the store up, right? I mean, uh, right, because there was a sales slip purchasing antifreeze. And then how the hell do they even know that he bought it? Like, how we say, oh, Ed Gein written on the receipt? That doesn't even make sense. Uh, really, I'm about. That makes sense that people are dicks when they're cops, in my opinion. Not all of them. Not all of them. Sometimes you do find a good cop, but they're amongst a lot of crooked cops that, you know, make them feel a certain kind of way. But that doesn't even make sense. So he's arrested later that evening at a grocery store. You would think after doing this, that how long, you know what I'm saying? I mean, says she was found fatally shot and then decapitated. She was found in his shed, hung upside down by her legs, her torso dressed out like a deer with a crossbow at her ankles and ropes around her wrists. Little did investigators know this was just the beginning. Now that sounds like overkill. I mean, wait, he does all that and then he's like, I think I need to go get some groceries. Kind of weird. Do they still not carry guns in England, I'm about, or do they now? There was a movie called King of New York, I think, with Treat Williams from the 80s. About, it's a true story about a guy who came from like a family of cops and in New York City, and he became a cop. He was raised by like good cop family, and he's got to eat. And but the cops around him were dirty. So when they would do drug busts and stuff like that, they would steal the stuff and the money and everything, and he didn't want nothing to do with it. So then the internal affairs was like saying, you've got to either rat out the other cops or we're going to blame it all on you. And he had to go into like witness protection and stuff. It's a true story. It's a good movie with Treat Williams. Good movie. It's a shame, really, because he just wanted to be a good cop. And it says the sheriff's department aptly named Gaines Farm the House of Horrors. Following further, more detailed searches of the property. Searching the house, authorities uncovered an entire treasure trove of disturbing items. Well, you wouldn't hate them if you needed them. Tell you that much. I'm telling you, when I was doing the officer-involved shootings, there was a lot of times when, like the cops were just like, we just want to make it home at the end of the day. Just like anybody else. Some of them really are out there trying to do a good job, and, you know, they get somebody who wants suicide by cop, or, and this cop doesn't want to. It's just like, I don't know. I read one story where this cop was really going, above and beyond for this guy who had recently been taken off his meds. Did we lose Tish? He'd been recently taken off his meds because, the psychiatrist did it to him, and they didn't like wean him down off it. They just took him off it, and he knew that he needed them, this guy, and his family did too. And this cop was really going above and beyond. But the neighbors and everything said, I mean, it was just really a bad scene. I felt bad for the cop. He ended up having to shoot the guy, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to, but he was huge. He was really big, and he was coming at the guy, and neighbors said he just looked like he, nothing phased him. He was, um, it didn't matter. Like, I just felt bad for him, and I felt bad for the cops that worked out in like Nevada and stuff like that, um, because out there, the reservation cops, I should say, and it'll take them like an hour to go from one place to the other. And a lot of those, roads are so dark that they can't see the criminals out there. But the criminals can afford the, what do they call it? The night vision goggles. But a lot of those police departments are suffering, and they have, not a lot of cops. So the criminals had more of a more of a advantage over them, which I thought was really sad that, you know, it says they found a second victim, Mary Hogan. Hogan was a tavern keeper in the town of Pine Grove, and she hadn't been seen. Did Tish leave? I hope she didn't leave. Well, I mean, if she left or she fell asleep, I mean, she did say she was laying down to go to sleep, but maybe the conversation of Ed Gein is grossing her out or something. uh, she hadn't been seen since December 6th, 1954. So that's even before the I see I put people to sleep. That's um that's even like a couple of years before the mother died and stuff, so kind of makes me think that he was probably killing more people than that, and they didn't I hope we didn't insult her because we were talking about cops. I think she might have cops in her family. I hope she knows that I don't disrespect cops or anything. I learned quite a bit about cops when I was, um, no, 1954. She'd been missing since 1954. And says, there are various searches of his house and property uncovered the following. Now, this is where it's really gross here and makes me think that there probably was more victims than they say. He had a wastebasket made from skin, whole human bones, fragments of human and animal bones, skulls on his bedpost, 4 human noses. I mean, there's no way that this guy was not killing other people. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kimbers. I appreciate it. Yeah, oh my God. Fingernails from females. A belt made from female nipples. Bowls made from human skulls. A corset made from a female torso that had been skinned from shoulder to waist. Several chairs upholstered with skin. There's no way this guy wasn't killing a bunch of people. I wonder if they still have those things. And like with DNA now, can't they identify who they came from? A young girl's dress with the vulvas of 2 females estimated to have been around 15 years old. 9 masks made from skin, most taken from female corpses. A mask made from the face of Mary Hogan. The skulls of 10 females, some with the top removed and sawn off. Hogan's was later found in a shoebox. Various human organs in the refrigerator. Oh my God, I bet he was feeding his mother people. A pair of leggings, I didn't even know they wore leggings back then, made from skin. A set of lips on a window shade drawstring. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to do more research on this. I wanna know if they ever, like, figured out who all these people were. 9 vulvas kept in a shoebox, a lampshade made from skin, Bernice Warden's heart in a plastic bag found next to Gein's kitchen stove, Bernice Warden's whole head intact and stored in a burlap sack. All this evidence was detailed, photographed, and tagged accordingly and destroyed. They destroyed it. I mean, I could see wanting to destroy it, but you would think they'd want to identify it. I'm gonna do more research on this and see if during those years there was like a lot of missings out that way in that county because I just find that so, on one hand, appropriate to destroy it, but then you know what I mean? It says when questioned, Gein admitted killing both Warden and Hogan, but pled not guilty by reason of insanity. He was suspected of several other. I skipped a spot. Well, I don't know if the corpses. I know they said he was digging up corpses, but mm, I feel like this wasn't investigated as much as it should have been. I bet he was doing this kind of shit for a long time. I'm gonna like do further research on this and then probably pick up where we left off because I missed a paragraph there. So I want to make oh, okay, good for you. Let's. It's so gross. I don't know. Ugh. Can you dig it? I'm gonna finish this up tomorrow. I want to do more. I think they did burn his house down, but I just want to actually do research outside of his case and more based on the county and see if there was actual, missing persons cases during that time that never were solved. I feel like I don't feel like they were, it just seems like there's just, it seems to me like, so what are they saying? Nobody ever went to the graveyard to visit their deceased loved ones to notice that, they'd been disturbed or dug up. I mean, how's this guy digging, down 6 feet, taking these things from dead bodies and then reburying them, growing the grass over it? You know what I'm saying? It just sounds too weird, you know? Oh my God, will you stop? I have to keep deleting your comments because you're so grotesque. Hey, if you guys, I'm gonna finish this up tomorrow, and don't forget, we still have 2 more stories to go if we can ever get through them. But I'm, glad they found the killer of Dirty Sanchez. And maybe, well, anyway. Good night, Tish. Good night, Kimbers. Good night, Robbie. Good night, Miserable N. Good night, Ganjan. Good night, Kimbers. Good night, I'm about. Good night, anybody that was listening and I missed. I appreciate you guys for listening, Ganjan. And anyone I missed. And welcome, rewatchers. And I'll probably have more research on this for tomorrow, and I'll come on earlier. So, not for the faint of heart. Ooh. Be kind to people. Thumbs up, like, subscribe. United we stand, divided we fall, and peace, love, and tacos to all. Especially you, Dirty Sanchez. I'll see ya. Good night.